All right, we are going to go ahead and get started in just a few moments. We still have a few of our registrants that are logging in and getting settled. So just sit back and enjoy the slideshow for a few more moments, and then we will start with today's presentation momentarily. Thank you. All right, we are going to go ahead and begin. Congratulations on your admission to the University of Southern California, Viterbi School of Engineering. This is no small feat, so give yourself a round of applause. All of your dedication and hard work has definitely paid off, and you have been admitted to the fall 2022 class for the Viterbi School of Engineering. So wanted to send congratulations to all of you on this wonderful endeavor, and we hope to see you in the fall. This presentation is a very short presentation on some of the information that you're going to need over the next couple of weeks as you make your decision on where you're going to go and if you're going to join us in the fall, and some of the really, really important things that you need to know to kind of aid in that process. So as I said, welcome to the University of Southern California. This is a awesome shot of the center of campus. As you can see, our Tommy Trojan statue is front and center, right in the front of the picture. This is a shot of our Bovard Auditorium right in the center of campus, which is someplace you're going to get to see a lot of if you join us in the fall. A lot of activity happens around this building, a lot of cool student run activities and social stuff happens in this part of campus. So this is going to be an area of campus that you get to see quite frequently. I want to go over a few numbers before we dive in to the rest of the presentation, just to give you an idea of what the Viterbi School of Engineering looks like from a number standpoint. We are home to 6,300 graduate students. So we're very, very strong on the graduate side. And this includes our master's and PhD students, but majority of these students are master's students like yourself. We are also home to 17 full-time tenure-track National Academy of Engineering members. This is a really, really strong designation because it lends itself to the type of research that happens within the Viterbi School of Engineering. We're number 12 in graduate engineering programs for U.S. News and World Report. And also, we host 76,000 engineering alumni worldwide. This is really, really important to note because our engineering alumni network is something that we're known for. Many of our students are able to tap into that and network, be it for job opportunities or just networking and building their social capital. As I mentioned, research is really, really big. At the Viterbi School of Engineering, we are home to 38 research centers and a leader in funded research. As you can see, we have hundreds of millions of dollars in annual research expenditures. So, where are we located? As you can see by this slide, we are located about 3 miles from downtown Los Angeles. All right, so we're very, very centrally located with USC right in the center there. And that's our main campus of operation. And this is where the Viterbi School of Engineering is located, right on the main campus, very close to downtown Los Angeles. And then as you move north, you can see that there is another satellite campus known as the Keck School of Medicine. And so that's where our hospital is located and where some of our biomedical engineers might do some research and work. And that is just a satellite campus that, we also operate just north of downtown Los Angeles. As you go further south, you will see that we have two other campuses. One is the Institute for Creative Technologies, or ICT, as it's called on the map. And the other is ISI, the Information Sciences Institute. These two satellite offices do a lot of work with our computer science students and our data science students, and a lot of research, and collaborate with the Viterbi School of Engineering. And so there's a lot of opportunity there for research, for internships, and really, really interesting innovation that happens through those two centers. So I definitely encourage you to look into those and see what opportunities are available there. As you can see, near those two satellite campuses, we also have a host of companies that should look pretty familiar to you. You have companies like Google, SpaceX, Yahoo, YouTube, Facebook, really well-known companies. This area of Los Angeles is grown to be known as Silicon Beach, very similar to what you would find in Northern California in Silicon Valley, with a lot of startups and tech companies in a very condensed location. That same thing is happening right in Los Angeles, very, very close to our campus, and it's known as Silicon Beach. Our students are able to take advantage of this by securing internships and full-time employment offers after they graduate at many of these companies because of the close proximity to our campus. And as you can see, they're right along the beach, prime location. As I was mentioning career opportunities, this is just a really quick snapshot of what many of our data science and cybersecurity students are able to do or able to go and work after they graduate. So really quickly, you can see a long list of companies that hire data science and cybersecurity students. This is an area or a field that has grown exponentially over the past 5 to 7 years, and it is continuing to grow. And this is something that, as we look down the line, the growth in this area is just going to continue. And companies are needing students that are graduating with this background. So you're in a prime location, in a prime spot, to complete a degree at Viterbi in this, in data science and cybersecurity, to move on to some really, really awesome companies that are doing really innovative work. And as you can see, the list just goes on and on. And this is just a small snapshot of some of the companies that hire our students. Many of these companies also recruit actively on our campus through our Career Connections office. And so there's a constant presence by these companies on our campus in the Viterbi School of Engineering, allowing them to network with the companies and actively recruit our students for internships and full-time employment offers. Off to the right, you can see just some quick information about, how much money many of our graduates are making, once they finish their degree program. And so this is just to give you an idea of what kind of lies ahead for you as you are completing this degree. I highly encourage you to look deeper into this on our website. As you can see at the bottom, we have viterbigraduadmission.usc.edu, employment-outcomes-CSDS. So go ahead and take a snapshot of this and follow up on that at a later time, or you can look at the recording a little bit later and follow up with that website. USC, as well as the Viterbi community, is a very, very diverse community, one that we pride ourselves in. Diversity in all forms. We have geographic diversity with students, attending our university from all over the world. We have ethnic diversity. We have domestic geographic diversity with students that come from all over the country and different parts of the United States. And so this is something that we pride ourselves in, and we really, really like to highlight. And so, as many of you may be joining us from different parts of the world today, we are excited to have you physically on campus so that we can all learn from each other. We all kind of exceed and excel in our learning when we're able to learn from different people from different parts of the world, from different backgrounds and different cultures. And so this is one of the things that we pride ourselves on, and something that we are really excited about in having so much diversity within our community. We encourage you to connect with some of our current students And this is one of the ways in which you can do that. We have Viterbi graduate student ambassadors, and there's over 15 student ambassadors from all different parts of the world, all different parts of the United States that can talk to you directly about their experience within our graduate programs. So we really, really encourage you as one of these next steps to tap into this and to connect with current students. No one can tell you better what it's like to be a student at Viterbi than a current student at Viterbi. So the thing that you want to do is go to the website that you see listed below. Once again, this will be available in the recording, or you can take a quick snapshot of this and follow up with some of our current students. Get some of those questions asked and answered that you may have right now when you think about what it will be like to be a current student within Viterbi over the next 2 years. So we encourage you to connect with some of those current students. And we have 2 students today that you're going to hear from that are going to tell you about their experience in just a moment. A couple of next steps. We want you to explore USC on a larger scale. So take the virtual tour. As you can see, the website is listed there. Explore some of the student organizations and cultural communities that are attached to USC, as well as the Viterbi School of Engineering, so you can find out what's available to you in person when you arrive. Learn more about the student safety and wellness resources that are available to you. And then also check out USC's International Student Support Services at the website listed below. Highly encourage you to look through all of these websites and just kind of explore. Take some time out of your day to really explore the university in its totality. A couple of deadlines that you want to pay attention to. The first really important deadline is April 15th. That is the last day to submit your financial documents. The second deadline is May 1st, which is the last day to submit your statement of intent and commitment deposit via USC. So you want to burn those deadlines into your mind because they're coming up really quickly, and you want to make sure you have all your documents in. Once you have submitted your statement of intent and your commitment deposit, this opens up a world of other engagement that is waiting for you. The first is you are able to access the pre-orientation resources. You're able to join the Viterbi mentorship program, connect with academic webinars, and create your Den at Viterbi profile if you are a Den at Viterbi student. You're also able to explore housing options in more detail. So definitely we encourage you to go ahead and get all those paperwork in and make sure that your commitment deposit is in and your statement of intent so that you can continue to explore USC and the Viterbi School of Engineering. We also encourage you to contact us if questions come up over the next few weeks. Connect with us on social media through Instagram and Facebook, but also if you have questions, feel free to submit those questions and we will get back to you in a timely fashion. All right, so now I want to pass off the presentation to our advisors who are going to lead us in a student-run panel so you can hear from some of our current students. So I'm going to pass it over to our advisors now who are going to talk to our current students and answer some of those questions that you guys may have regarding our computer science and data science programs. So I'll pass it off to Adanya and Liliana now.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Idanya Takimoto. I'm one of the DSCI-CSEI advisors. Welcome to our event today. Congratulations on your admission to USC. We're happy to see you here and we hope to see you in fall. Our 2 students are going to be going over their experience here at USC and answering some of your questions. Good morning, guys. So after the panel, then we'll go ahead and open it up for some Q&A, and then Liliana and I will go over a presentation we have for you and also go over some of the questions you submitted when you registered. So students, if you want to go ahead and just talk a little bit about your experience, we'd appreciate it. So Arnita and Mathis.
Yes, hello everyone. So I am Mateus. As you see, I'm a master's student in applied data science on the the main track. Essentially, I am actually graduating in 40 days or so, so very close to the end for me. And I have done a lot of stuff in my time as USC. I was here as an exchange student in undergrad, and I came here for grad school. I used to work as a teaching assistant. I work at ISI. If you remember the map, we just showed you, I do work at one of those research centers, and then I'm also a student ambassador, so I've really been around and done a lot of stuff. So hopefully, you know, I can really answer some questions and doubts.
Hello, everyone. My name is Swarnata Venkatraman, and I'm currently pursuing my master's in applied data science, and I'm in my second semester. And I have taken all the core courses so far, and I have also been working as a student ambassador with the USC based office and also as a teaching assistant. So I am really stoked to be on this panel today with Matt and looking forward to answering your questions.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'm going to pose a question for the both of you, and then we'll see if any of our students have any questions for you as well. But what would you guys say is your favorite thing about being a master's student within the Viterbi School of Engineering? What are some things that you really love about being a current student?
I can go first.
Okay.
So for me, it is the practical hands-on approach of the applied data science program, definitely, because that is what I joined this program for. And even when we are going to be working in the industry in the future, I believe that this is really important, like doing practical hands-on work. And since this course is designed in such a way that we get to work on different kinds of algorithms and all the latest industry relevant technologies in our assignments. And I believe that I will be able to talk about it when I am interviewing with companies for full-time roles. So for me, that definitely has to be one of my highlights of being a master's student here. And secondly, definitely being able to meet people from all kinds of diverse backgrounds at events and you know, in organizations and clubs at USC. I believe that that really enriches my experience here as a student at USC Viterbi.
Yes, so I definitely have to echo Swarnita's thoughts, you know, especially that right now I am very much amid interviews and the whole job search process, and the applied aspect of our coursework and really getting your hands dirty and doing the things you're going to be expected to do is very, very valuable. But I'm not going to repeat everything she said. Instead, there's one more thing I want to add, which is the ability to really specialize yourself and go to what you're interested, right? So we have 3 intro courses and 3 core courses and 8 total courses. If you have the basics, you can waive out the intro courses, which means you only have 3 courses you're mandated, and you have 5 courses which you can pick. It was my case, you know, I got to pick more courses than I was, say, imposed on. And so you really get to take your career and your knowledge in the direction that you want to take it.
Awesome. We had a question that came in from one of the students that wanted to know, how many courses do you guys typically take each semester? And this is a question that we get pretty often, but I think hearing from you guys will help them kind of understand what it's like each semester.
Yeah, so the standard load is 2 courses per semester. That's, you know, almost everyone does that. There's a few exceptions, right? So I am on my final semester. I only have 1 class left. So I have it. I'm only taking 1 class. There's a few people who, depending on like if they're taking courses with other departments like electrical engineering or so, sometimes you can get an allowance for a 3rd course, but that really is not the standard. The standard is you have 8 courses, you take 2 per semester, you take 2 years total. So 4 courses per year, 8 courses total.
Awesome.
And then you can take courses in the summer too, right? For example, the reason I only have 1 course left is because I took a class over summer, you know, because I knew at the end of a program, you're very busy and caught on job search. So that's always something you can do is, you know, take advantage of the summer semester.
Great. There was a question that kind of ties into this that asked about, so if you're taking 2 courses per semester, what's the workload like? Do you have time to do other things? Like, can you do an internship? Can you have a part-time job? Can you be involved in student organizations or design teams, or, do you have time, or is it pretty, intense as far as the workload?
So as far as the workload goes, we do have assignments to catch up on, and that do take time to like work on, but then that doesn't mean you cannot take time out for other things, like as Matt also mentioned, and as I am also doing other part-time jobs along with it. I believe that it is definitely possible to do other things outside of your classwork as well. And it is also necessary that you balance it out by doing other things apart from just your coursework. So I think that should be possible.
Yeah, I mean, for example, I do it, Sarnita does it, a lot of people do it, if you are working an extra 20 hours a week, like many part-time jobs are, indeed, you are gonna have, 20 less hours overall elsewhere. But if you are organized, not only you can, but that's great, you might, my case, when I finish, I'll have been doing research in AI for a year and a half alongside my master's, that helps a lot. So not only you can, but even if there's a little bit of a squeeze, I actually recommend going for some opportunity, be it teaching assistant, be it research assistant, those are very worthwhile.
Awesome. So there's a question that says, what did you do to prepare for your master's? Did you take any extra courses in programming or math before coming in?
I did, but I didn't do it to prepare, right? It's just because a lot of people might be jumping undergrad straight to master's. I didn't. I finished my undergrad. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So I went to those e-learning sites and I took a bunch of like data science courses there first, kind of like dipping my toes in. I really liked it. And then I came. So I did prepare accidentally, but that's totally not necessary. A lot of people, like, especially because we have the intro courses and the core courses, if they accepted you, it's because they're confident, with whatever you did for undergrad and previously, you can succeed.
Awesome. Okay, so we have a question that says, how deep do the courses cover? Do you think the materials could be well applied in industry?
Yeah, definitely. I would say that whatever is covered in the classes are all industry relevant technologies, as I mentioned earlier as well. Like we learn Spark and we learn Hadoop, and we also learn all the different kinds of algorithms in data mining and even machine learning. And we get to do projects in these courses, which really help in adding to your resume, to your portfolio of projects. So when you talk about your coursework in interviews, it really reflects what, if the company is also working on similar technologies, then it really helps because your coursework aligns with what the company is looking for in your skill set. So it definitely covers all the relevant technologies. I think Matt can add on to this.
Yeah, so for the sake of full disclosure, I will give you the one thing, especially right now, I think not only this program, but university in general struggles, okay? And that's what people call production code. So if you're in machine learning, they use Airflow. You might work on AWS clusters every day. They might do continuous development, continuous integration. If you come from CS, you know what that means, And those things, they are by nature a challenge of scale, which is something you don't have in your classroom, So 95% you get covered. Again, you learn all the algorithms, you learn all the systems. One thing that, again, if you want to be extremely prepared is universities will in general have a challenge with that is how do you practice solving problems that only happen at a massive scale in a classroom, That's the very small thing that I see. But other than that, I totally agree with Sarnita, the technologies are out there, the coding skills are out there, and everything you need to succeed, you should be able to cover the final 5% on your own.
Awesome. There's another question that says, do you feel there's any kind of discrimination among students from Master's Applied Data Science or computer science, data science when it comes to career fairs and other data science related opportunities?
Well, it really depends on the kind of roles that the company is looking for. Like if they are, there could be roles which have a software heavy side, and they require some data science skills as well. So maybe a CSDS student is more fit for that kind of a role as compared to an applied data science student, considering the applied data science student does not have a CS background. But apart from that, the kind of skill sets that they expect is mostly similar for a data science role, I would say.
Yeah, I agree. I have not seen any discrimination based on your title. It's really, again, the skills you choose to develop. Unfortunately, you cannot be a master of everything. You might choose to be a little bit better on like classic algorithms kind of side of things, or more on deep learning. And then if you went all the way to deep learning and you apply it to a role that's algorithms, and someone comes from CS, they have an advantage. But that's really only a matter of the path you choose for yourself.
Awesome. So one of our last questions, what's next for the two of you? I know, Matthias, you are getting ready to be done. What do you want to do when you finish? What's the goal?
Yeah, so I have always worked in AI, deep learning. That's what I do for research. And that's what I want to continue doing. I already have a few job offers, one of them from Facebook, by the way, so it's very, very much possible to join the company from USC. And I'm finishing more interviews. So, with a USC diploma, I'm going to interview. They might not hire you, but everyone's willing to listen to you, when you get to make your pitch and interview. So next for me really is perhaps transitioning a little bit from a more research-oriented work to more like industry-oriented, but I'll be staying within AI and deep learning.
Awesome. What about you, Swarnita?
For me, right now, I am still looking for internship opportunities for the summer, and I'm interviewing. So I just want to really be able to get that industry experience, as I am a fresh graduate. I came here right after my undergrad. So if that works out, then definitely that. Otherwise, I do plan to take a course during the summer to be able to be better prepared for my full-time job search, which starts in fall next year. And as far as career goals go, I really want to be able to explore different domains, because data science is everywhere. And, if someone asks me what is one domain that you want to work on, I do not really have a specific answer for that. I want to be able to explore different domains and different kinds of work under data science. And going down the line in the future, I am definitely interested in pursuing computer vision specifically. And that is kind of the plan for now after graduating.
Nice. So last question, what is one piece of advice you would give to these students as they are about to start their master's journey? Something you wish you knew at the beginning of your own journey?
For me, right now, I'm going through the situation that's probably why I know the importance of it more than anything. The fact that we get so lost in coursework and job search, and just forget that this 2 years of master's experience is also about living the college life, living the college experience. So going out to events, meeting people, and just being in the moment, I believe that is something that everybody should take a note of, because it does get very overwhelming. There is a lot of work, but this is what you signed up for, right? These 2 years are for you, that you're giving to yourself to become better and give a kickstart to your career. But at the same time, take maximum advantage of all the resources that USC is providing you with, which also includes all all kinds of events that happen on campus. So go out there and take time out to go out there and do that as well, and strike a good balance between your coursework and also your college life. So that would be my piece of advice to everyone.
Awesome.
Yes, this one time I absolutely have to echo Swarnita's words. You know, you can make so much more. You can go to USC, do the bare minimum, just take your 2 classes and nothing else, or you can be out there. You can get involved in research, in teaching assistant, and there's all those multi-departmental events. And I was in an event for entrepreneurship from our School of Business, and then you have like talks on how psychology relates to computer science. And you know, all those just campus events that sometimes they don't add anything, but they're fun and they're like a great experience, you know. It really is a pity, in my view, if you come to USC and you miss on all of that, you know. So make sure to take the time, and maybe you can do every single thing, but you know what you're looking for, and organize yourself so you can really take advantages not only of the opportunity for your masters, but really, you know, everything else that USC offers around your program.
That's awesome advice. I really appreciate you guys lending your expertise. As I told the students earlier, you guys are the experts. You're currently in the programs. No one knows the programs as better as you do because you're currently experiencing it. So thank you for sharing your wisdom and your expertise this morning with our students that are making their decision on if they're going to come to USC. So this is awesome. I want to thank you guys so much for lending your time. I know that we have a cutoff at 9:30, so I want to make sure I'm sensitive to your schedules. You guys are both very busy and active and doing some amazing things. So thank you for joining us this morning and lending your expertise and sharing your wisdom. And hopefully look forward to seeing some of these students in the fall, and maybe they'll get a chance to meet you. So now I'm going to pass it over back to Idanya, who is going to, see you guys later, who is going to continue on with the presentation.
Okay, so Liliana and I, Liliana is one of our other CSI advisors. Good morning, Liliana. And we also have Norma Perry here. Liliana is going to go over our presentation. And after that, as I said, I will go down a list of the questions that were submitted, and then we'll open it up for additional questions if time allows. Okay.
Thank you, Dania, and thank you again to our student panelists for sharing your experiences. So I'm currently sharing the presentation. So again, just welcome to USC. Congratulations on your acceptance. And we hope to give you some good information this morning. So again, we're going to go over the degree requirements in the brief form, a little bit about how academic advising works here at USC, and career services. So to start, this is our computer science faculty. This is our chair, Cyrus Shahabi. And in data science, our faculty members, our director of the data science program and interdisciplinary programs is Yolanda Gill. And the associate director specifically for applied data science is Emilio Ferrara. So most of you might be in the Master of Science in Applied Data Science. It's our 32-unit program. Again, as some of the students mentioned, if you do have limited or no CS background, you should start with Data Science 549. We have 3 courses that you will need to get done before you can go on to the other required courses. If you do have an advanced background in CS, you could start with Data Science 551. But again, you want to make sure you're properly away from the intro courses before enrolling in 551. If you do, so, you know, once you confirm that you're coming to USC and later this summer, we will send out information to you how to waive out of these intro courses. So make sure you're checking your emails. There will be a form you'll need to complete. Once waivers, those waiver forms are submitted, we will review them with all the information that we asked for, but they're not appealable. So those decisions are final. So if we do deny any waivers, you know, that decision does stand. And the only time these introductory courses can be waived is prior to enrolling your first semester at USC. So again, it's really important that you check your email this summer. We want to make sure you submit that form if you do want to be considered for the waivers. And again, it's the only time you can waive it. And if you do decide to waive them and they get approved, there's no way to go back and take the introductory courses you decided to get waived. So just keep that in mind. Make sure you are ready for the next level. So if you want to see more of the requirements for the program, you can go on this website. We also have a Master's of Science in Cybersecurity Engineering, which is a 28-unit program. And you do have to complete Data Science 519 during the first semester. And again, you go to the website to view more of the program there. So again, usually for the Master of Science in Applied Data Science, with no previous backgrounds, you will be taking the 3 introductory courses, which are the ones with the asterisk, 549, 510, and 550. So instead of having 3 additional electives, those would count as part of your electives. And then everybody has to take Data Science 551, 552, and 553. So in this case, you would only have 2 elective courses from the list available on the website. And just for you to know, you could only take 2 electives from computer science. So from the computer science prefix. But if you do get waived the introductory courses, then you could start with Data Science 551. And you will still, again, will need to take 552 and 553 at some point. But instead of only having 2 electives, you will have 5 electives to choose from. But again, the same rule applies. Only 2 electives can come from the computer science department. So again, even though there's several computer science courses listed on the website, that's just to give people options, but you are only limited to 2 electives from computer science. So we do have some interdisciplinary programs. There are also 32 units. So we have communication, data science, and those students will start with COM 502 and data science 549. Or healthcare data science, we'll start with BME 527 and data science 549. Environmental data science will take ENST 500 and data science 549. And again, if you do have advanced background, you could ask to get waived. Again, we do typically send this format by email in the summer. So again, check your email. And then the cool thing about the interdisciplinary programs is they are hosted with other schools. You do have that additional support from the other department. So let's talk a little bit about your first year here. So again, just to recap, if you don't have CS background and you're in the general applied data science program, you will start with 549 and 510, and then you will go on to 550 and 551. And then after that, we kind of leave it up to you. But usually our recommendation is that you will then go into, you will want to complete 551 and 552 before going into 553. And this is not just because we want to be hard on you or anything like that. It's just that it really is a way to be successful. You can ask some of our current students about that. People that usually don't follow this recommendation, it tends to be really difficult to go into 553. And then again, if you do start without the introductory courses, you could take 551 and 552 in your first semester. And after that, you can take the remaining courses in any order. So again, these are some of our sample electives. Like I mentioned, there are several computer science courses on there, but you're only limited to 2. But we have several data science courses that you can choose from. And all of the courses are 4 units. So I'm just going to briefly talk about registration corresponding. Again, we just want you to be flexible with your course choices. Usually, again, like the first semester, you basically know what you're going to start with because it just depends whether you're going to start with introductory courses or be able to move on to the core courses. But after that, we want to make sure you're flexible, just because, you know, we have so many fields and areas in data science, and want to make sure that you kind of get to experience a little bit of everything. Most of our courses don't have prerequisites, but if we do happen to have some courses that do, and you decide to waive out of those prereqs to take a more advanced course, you cannot go back and take the lower end course. So same goes with like our introductory courses. If you get them waived, you cannot go back and take those. So some of our students mentioned our load that we allow students to take is 2 courses per semester, or 8 units. For our dense students, since typically you're working full time, we recommend no more than 1 course, which would be 4 units. So 8 units is considered full time for master's students at USC. So again, 4 units would just be part-time. Again, if you have any issues during the course, you want to make sure you reach out to our advising team or talk to your professor before you do any decisions of dropping or withdrawing. Make sure you get your questions answered before taking those type of decisions. So course waivers, again, I'm gonna say it one more time just because this is our most popular question. So again, if you don't have any degree with CS or any kind of mixed CS background, you'll need to submit the course waivers with the Google Doc form. Again, we will ask for some proof, like either a syllabus or like anything they can provide about the course so we can make our decision. It is possible, again, to waive out of either 1 intro course or all 3. It's just really going to depend on the coursework that you take. So again, just if you want to start gathering that information now, so that way when that form gets sent to you by email later this summer, you're ready to submit. So in DEN, only our applied data science, cybersecurity, engineering programs are available by that. So again, usually our DEN students are taking only 1 course per semester, which is recommended, especially if you're working full time. And again, just 2 courses is considered full time at USC for a master's student. So advisement. So you actually have 2 advisors here at USC. So you have the data science academic advisor. We make sure that you're on track to graduate. We help you plan that courses. We help answer any questions you have about the curriculum. And we don't actually have an assigned advisor. We have an advising team. So you can reach us by emailing us at that, I know it's rather long email, viterbi-service-DSCImasters@vsoe.usc.edu. So any of our team of advisors will be able to help you there. And then for VASE, which stands for Viterbi Admissions and Student Engagement, the VASE advisors can assist you with DEN course registration. They can also have other programming for you to make sure you're getting settled in here at the university. And they either can be reached in person at OHE 106, or they can be reached by email at masters@vase.usc.edu. And if you're an international student, the VASE office is gonna become a really crucial resource for you here. They're gonna help you, be able to help you with any of the paperwork, like reduced course loads, CPT, OPT, program extensions, anything related to the paperwork that you need to fill out related to your visa status. So make sure that you touch base with VASE. So academic advisement. Again, as I mentioned, we are a team of advisors. You don't have an assigned advisor, but we're all here to help you. So what can you actually expect from us? So we do reply to your emails within 2 business days during business hours. So our business days are Monday through Friday. We're closed on the weekends. And then our business hours where we reply to email is 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. So again, if you send an email on a Saturday, you're probably not going to hear from us till Monday or Tuesday. Monday is really our busiest day, of course, because we're closed for 2 days on the weekend. So just expect some sort of delay, especially on Mondays if you send something over the weekend or on Monday itself, just because, you know, we're closed on the weekends. So usually the peak times, which is, you know, the first few weeks of the semester, or rather even before that, right before the semester starts, you know, that's our busiest time. So we do usually have group advisement sessions during that time. Right now, because of COVID, we've been doing a lot of our stuff over Zoom, which I think a lot of students have really enjoyed the accessibility of that. And then after the third week of school, we do have one-on-one appointments that you can schedule via my Viterbi. So that's when you can, you know, get a little bit more help on, you know, your situation, specifically what you're planning. If you're planning to come part-time, full-time, you can have a little bit more chats about that in the curriculum. So what do we expect from you? So as students, you want to make sure you're checking your email every day. I know you get a lot of information from not only from Advisement, but also from BASE and other departments at USC, and then your classes, your professors. But it really is important that you keep your an eye on your email, because there is a lot of important information that gets sent out, and, you know, especially like events and stuff from other departments. When you do communicate with your office, please include your USC ID and full name, and make sure you're using your usc.edu email address. Once you're here, it is a security issue. I want to make sure that we're talking to the right students, so please make sure you use your USC address. And again, when we are asking you for something, we do ask you to reply within 2 business days, just so we can make sure we're keeping up with everything. So just please reply. All right, so a little bit about internship and career resources. We do have the Viterbi Career Connections office. So this office is specifically for all Viterbi students. And they have a lot of different, you can meet with an advisor individually, so a career advisor, and talk to them about your goals and preparing for your resume, preparing for your interview. They have a lot of other programs related to that. But one of the great things they have is the Industry Affiliates program. There's certain programming that we host with these companies. So you can check out the website for more information. And then I guess it's time for questions.
So I'll go ahead and take it from here. Thank you, Juliana, so much. So a few of you had submitted some questions when you registered for our event. So in order to, I'm sure that some of these questions are questions that a lot of you have. So I'm gonna go ahead and go down the list and answer them, and then we'll go ahead and open it up for general questions. I will be putting links in the chat as I'm answering these questions. So if you have a chance, just go ahead and copy some of these links. They can be important links that you may want to bookmark for yourself. So the first question is, when do classes start? So fall classes begin August 19th. And a good way to see what our deadlines are during the semester is to check the registration calendar. I'm going to put the link for you in the chat. Okay, it gives you the information about when is the last day to register, when is the last day to pay your fees, when you can drop a class, how far into the semester you can add a class, and when your grade options can change. So that's a good resource for you to have. It also gives you the link to our schedule of classes. You just go ahead and click on the DSCI prefix, and then you can go ahead and see what we're offering this semester. There was a question about financial aid and deadlines. Questions regarding financial aid should be directed to the financial aid office. They're the ones who are familiar with any deadlines regarding applications, regarding how funding can be dispersed. So we recommend that you reach out to them. And the link is once again going to be placed in the, in the chat for you. Okay. The next question is career services. So we've gone over it a little bit, but Viterbi has an amazing career connections office that's available to our students. They have services including, resume building, mock interviews. They have different fairs over the year. We recommend that you go on their website once you become a student, in the fall, and create your profile. And when you have a chance, go over their website. Their website is very easy to access. It's very easy to read. So if you have a chance, then please go ahead and take a look at their program. Let me go ahead and put that link in the chat for you guys. And that question does come up a lot. How do I get internships? How do I know about internships? How do I know what's happening in the industry? They're the best contact for you. They're the ones who are up to date on all the information that you're going to need to prepare yourself when you're going out for recruiting and for interviewing. So please make sure that if you do attend with us, and we hope you do in fall, that you take advantage of that resource. How do you go about selecting your course choices? Well, the DSCI advisors are here for assistance with academic advisement. Your first semester, you will receive an email letting you know which classes you have been pre-cleared for. You will go ahead and register for those classes once registration opens. The reason that we pre-select classes for you is because we're trying to give you the best classes to build your foundation if you need to take intro courses or to go ahead and get started on the required courses. So if at that time when you receive the email you have any questions, you're welcome to reach out to us, but that's how you're going to go ahead and start with your first semester. In the upcoming following semesters, you can reach out to us if you have any questions about electives, about which ones you feel would benefit you for certain career options. But for the first semester, you're going to be pretty set. You're going to be all set to go once you get that email from us. Were we notified of scholarships in our admit letters if we received one? Yes, normally if you were going to be offered any type of funding, this information would have been included with your admissions information, and it would have also included who to contact. If you have any questions about that, please feel free to reach out to the financial aid office. Can I take more than the 32 required units? This depends on your student status. Domestic students can take additional courses if they like. For international students, there's a few more restrictions because of your visa status. International students are required to complete courses that are applicable to their degree and have a set time because of their I-20. If for some reason you wanted to take an additional class, then we really recommend that you reach out to our base office, our OIS office, because we want to make sure that at all times you retain your correct visa status. We don't want you to have any issues with that. Will there be social events for graduate students to get to know each other throughout the semester? Yes. The DSCI department will try to schedule events as allowed by the current situation. Students will be informed via email to their USC email address about any upcoming events and how to register for it if necessary, or information about time and day and where the location is. Are there research opportunities available for master's students? If so, what are the steps to get involved in research? For research, students are welcome to reach out to professors to discuss possible research opportunities. Our faculty page includes their contact information and what projects they're currently working on. But please keep in mind the directed research units, which is DSCI 590, are not applicable to your degree. I'm going to go ahead and put the link in for our faculty so that you can, for our research page for the CSCI program, so you can start getting an idea of what the opportunities are for research. Are the classes research oriented or project industry professional oriented? DSCI doesn't really have theory courses. For the theory courses, the best program would be CS. The data science program is applied and goes over the practical applications of data science into everyday life. How does USC help with job placement? Once again, our amazing Viterbi Career Connections office can help you with that. They're the ones that you can talk to. What are the highlights of the applied data science course? Well, the highlights are that many of the courses will offer you the option to build your portfolio, such as our DSCI 556 User Experience and Strategy course, and the DSCI 560, which is a Data Science Professional Practicum course. If you're interested to know a little bit more about our courses, then you can go on the schedule of classes. It gives you a little bit of a description of the course, so you kind of have a better idea of what the courses will cover during the semester. How large is the cohort size? For the fall semester, we're expecting about 200 plus students. So that's the fall semester. Usually the spring and summer will be smaller. What is the current class size of the program? Our average class sizes can range from 40 to 70 students, depending on the class, if it's an elective or a required course. What is the most common programming language used in classes? Python is the most common language used in the DSCI courses, and Python in DSCI courses and C++ in CSCI courses. How can I waive the foundational data science courses of my program? As Liana mentioned, we will be sending out an email to our students to submit their paperwork and their documents for courses that they feel that they are eligible to be waived from. Those will be reviewed, and then within a few weeks, you'll be notified of what your status is, if you can waive out of the classes or if you're required to take the intro courses. How do declearances work? So declearances are processed through a system that we have called My Viterbi. When you start at USC, you will go ahead and create your profile for MyViterbi. There is a link there that specifies that it's for declearances. And then you'll go ahead and submit your request for the declearance on that system. But for first semester students, as I mentioned before, you will be cleared for 2 classes. So you really won't be working with the declearance system your first semester. That's something that you can go ahead and you'll actually use in your second semester. And we do send out information regarding that process for you. Are MS Cybersecurity Engineering students allowed to pursue thesis? This is really a question that comes up a lot. So no, DSCI students cannot pursue a thesis. It's not a research-based program, so that's not something that can be taken up with any of the DSCI programs. Is it necessary to have work experience for Master Security Engineering to get an internship? No, it's not necessary for any of the DSCI students to have work experience to get an internship. The best thing to do is to reach out to our Viterbi Career Connections office for assistance and for some more information. TA/RA opportunities, eligibilities. So our TA and RA positions are reserved for our PhD students usually, so that's not something that's readily accessible to our DSCI students. We do have on-campus jobs that are available for our students if they wanted to work during the semester, but as far as a TA and RA, that's not something that we would normally offer to our master students. It's basically reserved for our PhDs. Are there collaborative research opportunities? If so, how do they work at USC? Yes. Many DSCI students work at our ISI Center, which is the Information Science Institute, and can find other opportunities across USC. If there's a certain project or a certain lab that you're interested in, like I mentioned before, you should reach out to the professor. Sometimes they will send out emails asking students who are interested to contact them about joining their program. So it's always very important that you continue to check your USC email because we want to make sure that you don't miss an opportunity like this. We also send you emails about requests that come from outside of USC. So if you're interested in an opportunity like that, we recommend that you please make sure that you continue to check your USC email during that time. Is it possible to supplement my curriculum with linear algebra and statistics coursework? In our program, we offer a stats probability course, which is the DSCI 564, probability in statistics and data science. So if you're interested in that class, you can go ahead and register for that class as one of your electives. What is the student body for health data science? Health data science is one of our smaller programs. So currently it averages at about 15 students. What kind of research opportunities are there for health-related issues? So for the health-related issues, we recommend that you work and connect with the program director, Brent Liu, for opportunities. I can go ahead and put his page on the link for you, and you can go ahead and start reading into his information and getting a better idea of what he could help you out with. He is the director of the Health Data Science Master's Program. Which courses have capstone projects? So only DSCI, but it is not required. That is an elective course. So you do not have to take a capstone course. So those are all the questions that were submitted. So Jessica, if you want to go ahead and open it up for questions. Or Kevin.
Sure, thank you so much. I see that we actually got through many questions in the Q&A and you've covered so many of them. We have just a few minutes left and we'll go ahead and respond to your questions in the Q&A. I do want to make a quick note in regards to scholarships. Those of you who have been selected as candidates for our merit-based scholarships have already been contacted and decisions will be coming out in the next few weeks. Definitely before May 1st. If you have not yet been contacted regarding scholarship eligibility or being a candidate for a scholarship, then unfortunately you are not selected for one. Okay, Kevin, I'll turn it over to you.
Awesome. Thank you. So yeah, we do have about a minute left. Thank you, Adanya, for answering all those amazing questions. I think we got through a lot of the questions just from that. So I'm seeing that most of the questions were answered in the chat. I want to tell all of the students that have joined us, the recording will be available on the admitted student webpage by Monday. So if you want to go back and kind of watch this and get more information, or if there's something that you think you might have missed, I welcome you to go back and rewatch it and get some of those other questions answered. But I thank you all for joining us today. I hope this was very informative for you as you are making your decision. Once again, congratulations on your admission. We are excited to welcome you to the Trojan family this fall, and we look forward to meeting you all in person. So everyone, have a wonderful day, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you're located. And we look forward to dialogue with you soon. All right, everyone, take care.